everybody, welcome to Just One Perspective. My name is Josh. Thanks for joining today. As you can see, I'm in a little bit different spot than I normally am. I'm not outside, but I am kind of outside. I'm driving the Mustang today. It recently had some work done on it, so I am just filling it up and driving it around, making sure it's doing good after getting 2 alternators put into it, not at the same time. Had to replace the battery, replace the alternator. The first one was bad, so replaced that. I didn't do any of this myself. I took it to a shop. So if it's a little loud in here, it's because this baby has a V8. I'm told that's really powerful, but really it just feels noisy. But I do like it. I like this car. So just wanted to try something a little bit different, so apologies if it is a little bit louder. And I'm going to try not to use my right arm here, because if I do, it looks like this. And then you can't even see this, you know, the money maker, because this is why people watch this for this. Otherwise, what's the point of doing video if you can't look at my face, right? Then it would just be a podcast, and you'd hear my voice. And it's not one that can put people to sleep like some voices. Anyway, a couple things I want to talk about today, and I think the main one is just that sometimes life throws you curveballs, maybe screwballs, and I think I've talked about some of this before, and I got thrown a pretty vicious curveball from life yesterday, which everything's going to be okay. I don't want to go into the details of it. It's just kind of bizarre, and something that my wife and I are going to have to try to figure out how to move forward in. That it threw both of us for a curveball, just to be clear. It's not anything about the two of us. It's just that life kind of hit us in a weird way yesterday, and she's out of town, and so I had to call her and tell her about that curveball, and it's not fun. And I was thinking about this and just how no matter what, when life is trying to bring you down, because it seems like that's what life tries to do, is just bring us down. Just as soon as you get through one thing, something else happens, and I think I want to turn here. Sorry. Once you get through one thing, something else happens, and you're like, geez, can I just have a break? Can I just kind of move forward? And it doesn't even have to be bad things. Like suppose you're prepping for a wedding, and you're just stressed out about that, and you're trying to figure everything out, and in the middle of the wedding, you know, something falls through, or something completely unrelated happens at work or something that you have to deal with, and you're just like, is now really universe, this is the time that you want to send this my way, or God, or whoever you want to blame or ask, right? And I think it's important, you know, I've talked about don't ever give up, but there's sort of a corollary to that as well that's related, and that is just keep moving forward, regardless of what life is throwing at you. You have to keep moving forward, otherwise you're just dying. And you have to keep moving forward in a way that is healthy and sort of aligned with, this is going to sound a little cosmic or spiritual or something, and that's not at all what I'm going for, but there does seem to be an energy in the universe that if you don't align to it, then if you're trying to push against it constantly, then it's just going to make your life worse. And when I say aligning with the universe, I mean things as small in the universe as just the way our society is set up. Sometimes it may feel like it's not set up to benefit somebody like yourself or your kind of personality, and you feel like it maybe benefits other people and other personalities or things like that. But you can't push against that so hard, because it will crush you. And if you're constantly getting beaten down by life in a way that's outside of the norm, because we're all just going to get beaten down by life. That's what it does. That's what life is for, it seems like sometimes. But if you're getting hounded by it, and things are just getting worse and worse, maybe it's time to pause, reflect, and think, okay, am I aligning with the way the universe is structured here? Am I aligned with how the universe operates, or am I fighting against it in a way that is unhealthy for me and maybe even the people around me? And again, I'm not saying this like, oh, consult your crystals or anything like that when I say the universe. It's just, we live in a very specific designed reality that operates in a specific way. And if you're fighting that current, it's going to take a toll on your mental state, your physical state, and you have to build up enough resilience so that you can keep moving forward, but not in a way that tries to challenge the universe, because you will lose if you try to challenge the universe, or even God, if that's the way you want to look at it too. And so it's important I think it's important to feel down, allow yourself to feel down in situations that warrant grief and things like that, the loss of a loved one, right? I lost my mom back in 2019, and I could have just sat down and just said, the world has crushed me and now I'm gone. She and I were very close. I could have just rolled over and died and been like, it would be better to die and maybe go be reunited with her. But that's not, is that good? I don't think so. We were put here for a reason. I don't know what that reason is quite yet, but laying down and just dying is not the reason. And so if you're not growing, you're probably dying. And if you're not building that resilience, if you're not just trying to move forward despite those curveballs, and you're not trying to align your energy with the way the universe is structured, then you're doing yourself a disservice and probably the people around you, and you need to rethink the way you're trying to live your life. Don't just sit down and die. The more you push through it, and I don't mean in a negative way, but the more you work through it and still try to move forward, the more you're going to just build that resilience and be able to handle other things that life throws at you and become a stronger person. It's the whole Nietzsche quote, right? That's kind of, I see that's where that kind of comes from. That which does not kill me makes me stronger. I'm paraphrasing it, and maybe I'm just quoting it from Conan the Barbarian, the movie from 1982. But either way, you get it. And hey, this was I think this was mostly successful. We'll see how the audio is. That's all I have to say on that topic, and I'm about to pull into my driveway. So thanks for listening. Thanks for being here. If you enjoyed this message and found it meaningful or helpful, please share it with others. Do all the social media things. Click all the buttons. Send it to all the people. All that kind of stuff. And thank you so much. I hope you're all doing well. I would love to hear from you. So feel free to send me an email, which you can find down below, or add something in the comments section. I'd like to get some more responses from everybody. So, I am going to cut it out now before you see too much of my house. But I'd love to hear from people more often, so maybe I'll ask questions or something just to try to encourage some of that interaction, because it's fun for me to hear from everybody too. I love hearing from people and hearing what they're up to and getting to know more about them. So, all right, I will see you next time. Thanks all, and stay vigilant out there. This is so cheesy. See ya.